All right, it's Ice Agent. It's Ice Agent. But anyways, but look, we've got some special guests tonight. It's a very important one. Uh, this is something I never do. Okay, I never go live. I never go on the panel anymore. Very rarely do I let people comment on my stream or take part in any chats or let anyone on a panel, uh, anything like that. So this one's kind of new. Um, Probably won't be a whole lot of people in my room. You might get a couple people in here. I haven't done this for a very long time, like months. Um, my thoughts though, what's really going on in Minnesota right now? So I wonder, and let me get back to the comments so I can see what you guys comment. But the important thing here is that we discuss what's going on. And you got an ICE agent, just sitting right here, like, like just candidly talking about Park Rapids, Minnesota, or Blue Lakes in Minnesota, or what you have here sitting in front of you is a true Minnesotan, I guess, when you say through and through. I guess you could say I'm an immigrant myself. So, like, do I believe in what's going on in Minneapolis? Here's the deal. As FTP, was I a fan of BLM? Yes, I was. Am I a fan of constitutional oath breakers being held accountable? Yes, I am. Um, is there something going on here in Minnesota? Well, yeah, but aren't we all immigrants? So whoever got hurt in this thing, we must say that it was inevitable. We know we have no constitutional rights anymore. We know the first, second, third, fourth, all the way up to the 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever amendment we have, how many ever there are, the constant. See, I don't even like using that word anymore. The judiciary, the how we got to where we got to, and how prohibition started, and why we have all these penitentiaries. What are we really after here? They're not penitentiaries. They're concentration camps, is what they are, to hold the illegals and to hold the lawbreakers, right? And they claim it's always a violent offender. It's always we're going to go in and get the bad guy, right? It has nothing to do with you have taken so many people away from their fathers, daughters, mothers. All you want is the money. All Donald wants is the money. That guy, he's so filled with money, he'll never. It's easier for a camel, I mean, little needle to get through a camel's eye at this point. But let's not get all biblical on this channel. Look, I'm trying to get to messages still, and I haven't gotten there because I'm so fired up. But let's go to where's messages? They moved some stuff around here. Okay, so why do I care about this so much to get on? 4 months? I haven't been on here for like 5 months. I could care less. I don't care what you guys think. I don't want your money. I do need a brake caliper for the back of my truck, and that drove me to Facebook Marketplace. But then you guys, I drank a cup of coffee, right? And I got all zinged up, and I was like, this whole Minnesota thing's really on my mind. And I have some free time here tonight where I'm not running around. I kind of took 2, 3 days off this whole Minnesota thing and then just go on strike and quit working. So I did that. I was like, yeah, that's a fun idea. Let's do that. Nobody's got to work and we ain't got to make no money. So here's here's to Bear Country USA, right? There you go. Good promotional for you. But wait till they come get all your people out of South Dakota. No good, no bueno. Look, I'm from a land of many. I just, I'm not from here. So I got to be real with myself that I'm just a inhabitor moving on through. I don't, I don't like it here. I don't belong here. James Freeman came to this state and he didn't like the free speech here. He said, "Oh, there's a little section over there for free speech." And it was pointing to a grassy knolly area. There's no free speech in South Dakota. I mean, let it be known. But okay, so we've already known that. So let's talk about Minnesota. What's going on in Minnesota? It's the free money, it's the free daycare, it's the free uh, what do you call it? You can get on food stamps there, you can get on Social Security there really easy. All the federal money you need, cars, whatever, you know? Look, the thing is I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for the state of Minnesota. All South Dakota's done is held their boot on the back of my neck the entire time I've been here. I haven't been able to raise my kids the way that I would have seen fit. Ever since moving here, has just been a wild ride where the women kind of get everything. They get everything in the divorce. They get the kids. They all the money. So at least, in Minnesota, a dad's got a little bit better chance where he's got all his kids around him. They're sitting at the park. They're relaxing and enjoying life. Um, Hello, user IG7PJ6WZ7T. Minnesota's so filled with these pine trees that smell so good. It's intoxicating. When I think about a pine tree from Minnesota off the lake and the lakefront coming in, the smell of the water, but no, it's the smell of the pine trees that really gets you. It's just powerful. Forget a walleye, that's really good. I eat sunfish. It was a very good fish. They're very small. You got to cut up like 100 of them to get a little bit of meat. The loons are beautiful in Minnesota. They're beautiful. Um, Donald Trump doesn't know the power of Minnesota. I rode my first horse, and my only horse that I've ever ridden in my entire life was in Park Rapids, Minnesota. So that's why I named this thing Park Rapids. Not it wasn't really Park Rapids. It was more like there's a Kissing Cousin candy store there in it's off of like Round Lake. It's called, but I always called it Blue Lake. And I don't the correlation, if you look it up on the map, you got to do some searching, but you'll eventually find it, and it's real close to the Canadian border. Um, I don't know how to change the name. Haha. Oh yeah, your username. Yeah, that's fine. You've been there. Yeah, you've been to Minnesota, Minneapolis, or you've been to Park Rapids, which is really nice upper scale. They nice log home up there is kind of where I grew up. I shouldn't say where I grew up. I also was around Minneapolis 30 it was kind of by Nicollet and trying to think of the exact exit. It is very hard to find my way around Minneapolis a lot. Uh, Stevens, I feel like it was Stevens Avenue or gosh, I can't even. Mm, it's kind of difficult to remember. 38th? No, that's 38th in Chicago is what I'm thinking of. That's where the Black Lives Matter George Floyd thing happened. Was 38th and gosh, it's hard. It'll all come back to me eventually. Like once you get hit in the head so many times and you get in so many fights, you just don't really process information anymore. You really can't remember anything. You can't remember. And once they sold the house, anyways, it really didn't matter. I think they sold it for like 70 grand, but it is not enough money. That's for sure. They're already out, and very sad to see that house go. You got so many memories there. But when people get put in nursing homes and whatnot, you got to sell what you got to sell for what you got to sell for. I understand that now in life. I didn't understand that before. I always thought that house was never going anywhere and it's an heirloom and got properties and Portland Avenue, got a couple apartment complexes up there. It's a very bad, rough part of the neighborhood, but ownership, I would think that somebody would want to hold on to that. But again, when you watch people in fires chucking their stuff out right in the middle of Minneapolis, and they chuck their beds out first and they jump on them from second, third story windows, you get the sense of community. You get the sense of immigration, just lower level, lower income. Uh, and when I what I call a rough neighborhood, Minnesota was not the worst time in my life. So Minneapolis was never nothing happened to me while I was in Minneapolis downtown at the Mall of America, Park Rapids, Minnesota. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, it's it's just a suburb of Minneapolis, but so beautiful there if you get down there. I know some of our family is on the like a mayor um, or on the city council, and he probably shouldn't be. Um, some of the stories I've heard, but I try not to get into being vengeful, spiteful um, in my later years. 40 years of doing this, I don't want to ruin anyone's career, rain on anyone's parade, because after all, Minnesota is Minnesota strong. It's Minnesota pride. Uh, I don't really know why anyone would want to go there and start violence and violent things. I really don't. It befoggles the mind that you can take something so beautiful and so pretty. Um, there, yeah, well, felt unsafe because you're a Minnesotan, because of ICE, because of the law enforcement having guns, doing violent things to what we call white people. But do remember, the only people that were here before us, and I don't want to make you mad or anything, we're all immigrants. The only people that are indigenous to here is the Native Americans. Facts. Um, I'm not, and I don't want bad things. I don't like muggings. I don't like, but the police are out there, and I have a story out of Minneapolis where a policeman did something to a young lady. The lady had a kid and, had to hide. So bad things happen in all races, in all religions, in all, so, whether we're talking Hispanic or whatever, it we're talking about our Constitution. And why is it gone? Why is it, why do we got to be gunned down? Every one of us, any one of us. Why do you see the need to put your boot on the back of my neck and think that it's okay and that you're going to get away with it and that we're not going to fight back generally, morally, with rocks? I say it on my channel. Go to my about page. A police officer will fix nothing. The military will fix nothing. I will more than be happy to pick up my rock and fix something because y'all don't listen. It would take a gigantic boulder to hit you upside the head in order for you to understand that what you're doing is wrong, immoral. Okay, so everyone's scared, traumatized by seeing people dehumanized and brutalized. Facts. You're brutalizing them, you're spraying them in the eyes day after day after day. You got 100,000 people downtown, they're not going anywhere. I stood in the middle of 38th and Lake or whatever. Sorry, I forget the name of the 38th in Chicago. Went and it was when right after BLM happened. 30,000 people probably came over that street at that exact moment. I got out of my car. There was nobody on the street. Within 5 minutes, there was just cars, parade of cars, and then there was both lanes were packed side to side, wall to wall, the sidewalks, everything, with people walking, taking up 2 or 4 lanes right by Cup Foods there. An amazing sight, but this by far rallies that. Okay. And it's not about outdoing one or the other or saying that one protest is any different from the other, because that's all they want is equality too. That's all Martin Luther King ever wanted was, and that's all Rodney King ever wanted was to not be beat by a stick. Now, why can't you cry for a man yet when he's being beat? It'll be peaceful with presence. It pits their on full display, glaring in the spotlight next to nonviolent people gathering. It befoggles the mind. I can't tell you why you can be peaceful just like the Native Americans were on the No Dapple pipeline, the Dakota Access Pipeline here in Mandan, North Dakota, which I'm in South Dakota, but they water cannoned them on Thanksgiving. Why would you do that to innocent natives and their children and their offspring and their way of life, and they're setting up teepees and building a community right around the border? There is nothing. If you're going to disrespect 7 generations of Native Americans coming together, I think you have something coming. You definitely have a peaceful fight on your hand. It's very easy to beat people that are angry and aggressive and violent and shooting people and pepper spraying people all day and all night. You can pepper spray all I'm going to do is throw the canister right back at you. And all I'm going to do is turn your bullets right back around on you. Turn your guns right back at yourself. The same gun you used to gun us down will be used by yourself to take your own, because you will not go home and sleep good at night. You will then eventually fall into a fit of, I have no money. They used me. They used my services as an ICE agent, and then they'll turn their service weapon upon themselves. I promise you, I guarantee it. This is one Minnesotan. I don't have to get up in their face. I don't have to get in my car and run to Minneapolis to know what the end in. I can tell you this: don't ever put one of those agents in front of my face. I'm not going to stand there. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it in my building. I'm not going to put up with it. I'm done with that part of my life. I would rather die. I would rather die, whether it's face down, face up. I really don't care. But you know what? As long as my last thought is all praise, all glory be to God. As long as I give him that praise and that glory, that he is he has a strong individual sitting right in front of him today, one that he has made wise, built up. He has showed compassion beyond what he should have. He has tolerated everything I've thrown at him, and yet he still is there in my time of need. I don't feel like he's ever abandoned me. I don't care about this money, this nothing. Are those gas canisters banned in war? I thought they were banned for war. Well, they should be. The gas canisters, obviously, I don't think they're banned. I think they're widely used by them, and same with the rubber bullets. I haven't seen so much of the rubber bullets, but sometimes they use paintball. Um, you know, the thing is, it hurts. It hurts to get thrown on the ground. It hurts to. I've picked people up. The last guy standing is getting pelted with rubber bullets. He's picked up the canister, and I said, "Hey, grab me one of them canisters, put it in the car." I've had people throw rocks right beyond my car. I've had people shoot less than 50 feet, by my car in the mall parking lot when BLM came to Sioux Falls. Um, I take a lot of pride in what I do. I take my kids with me where I go. I My kid was on the news less than a week ago, and for me, that's such a proud moment to see that she's carrying on where I left off. What I'm sorry for is that it's still going on. And it was for the ICE protest. So she was out there and she got on the news. It almost brings me to tears because what more could I want out of life? Just kids that they don't all stick their heads in the dirt, in the sand, and oh, I don't want to do this. This is hard, so I'm not going to stand out here. No, it's zero below and you still outside and you still saying that no ice, ice is wrong. Why can't we have peace? It's common sense people, it's common sense kids that it's our next generation that's going to bring us to peace. If you're not about peace, you can leave my community, you know? Does that not make sense? I mean, it's crazy. Hold on. It's I don't know. I'm just surprised. International Chemical Weapons Law about the Chemical Weapons Convention 1993 and Geneva Protocol prohibited the use of these agents in armed conflict. So when they violate uh, your constitutional rights and they set up concentration camps and they put you all in it, don't be surprised when I say they're going to do that to you and that it's constitutional that they have to send in the National Guard first. And then once martial law is declared, then they can send in the uh, the troops, right? So you have to make sure that you're watching what your constitution is allowing, why they're sending the National Guard. There was a guy, he was a, I forget what his, he was on YouTube like 2, 3 years ago. He's died, he's passed away. But he told me, he said, all these encampments in Alaska and trains, you notice that the big plots of land that could hold all of us as prisoners and families, they have to pay for this. I'm thinking in my mind, they have to pay for this. They have to, because they want to be in trafficking of people because there's money, there's jewelry. They take stuff off of people as they get them, and they take cars and they seize assets. This is all money for them. Right. So the peaceful part of this, you have to stay peaceful. That is part of it. Um, so do I promote the violence at my age? Maybe not, but begs the question, should which way should I go at this point? Because since 4 years ago, it only got worse. You know, they 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 don't even care about a trial with me. They starved me out in jail to the point where I just went and here, yeah, go plead guilty, whatever. Even if there was stuff that I was not guilty of, I just went and pled guilty because I knew I'd get out quicker if I just pled guilty. I didn't understand why they were holding me for 6 to 9 months, right? So this is it's quite the and I'm sorry if I'm not I do need to get a panel link for people to come up on the panel. It's kind of difficult to do a panel. I've done them in the past and I've had great success with them for a very long time. But then I get a few that they put bad images up or they mess up the stream to where I have to stop the stream, and it's a lot of disrupting in what I do, you know? So it's just more violent tendencies of people and people always wanting to be right or calling you bad or bad words or they think that I care what they think of me, and to be honest with you, I don't. I have thick skin, just like every other Minnesotan. It isn't gonna, if you haven't been out there in a tent, camping and fishing and throwing getting worms and hooking your own line and taking the fish off the line. I mean, you got to be rough, you know. You can't be no ice agent, you know. But again, if they just went fishing, they would just take their suits off and go fishing and they'd quit wearing all that heavy armor. It's gonna get taxing on them, you know? And maybe not till they're 60, but they're gonna understand 20 to 40 pounds is not just uh, a good workout. Well, I had to tonight. I had to come out of my shell. Um, I had some free time, and I don't have much of that anymore because of the economy. You know, I used to live a very different place and time, and here soon enough, I'll probably be making another move or a change, to my life, a big one, a substantial one, because I can't afford even this Taj Mahal. I mean, this two bedroom. I just don't need. Probably like a studio is what I need. Uh, Something nice and quaint and cozy with a fireplace. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even got $10. Otherwise, I would be working, But I don't know. I don't know. So my bills are. It all just keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? But I better not sing too much. Um, Thanks for coming in. Thanks for visiting from Minnesota. Thanks for my views. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this in 5 6 months. I was gone for 2 years. Um, I don't know. I guess something about this just hits hard, but the person that people from South Dakota don't think this way. They don't think the way I think, so it's very hard for me to have an opinion anymore. I miss um that part of me. That part of me left, and he gave me a different purpose to fight and to lay low. And then when it's my time again, I will, of course, come back and move what I need to move. And I was searching for a long time, and I found what I needed to find. Um, Nobody stays hidden forever. Uh, I take great pride in knowing where my people are. Everybody else, um, and taking care of them and taking care of who I'm with, uh, and making sure that everybody's okay, mentally, physically. And then from there, once people are ready for an adventure, and I've already said, like, hey, you want to go to Minnesota? Jump in the car and go tomorrow, Cause I'm that mother. I'll take you on a trip. You want to see some 30,000 people? You'll stand in a crowd so big, it, it'll it, it'll Minnesota's is strong. It's strong. I mean, when you own property there and you own buildings and when you cross the wrong street, you're in the wrong area. You hold your own, but roll on through. Um, it's such a beautiful place and it's such a colorful place. And I'm proud to be from there. And I don't know how I ever got stuck in South Dakota. I don't know how I ever went to prison in South Dakota. I really don't know. I can't tell you. But at some point I'll be back to Minnesota. But I gotta let Minnesota do its thing, self-destruct, and then come back when there's some room, or some open dwelling, or maybe somebody wants to rent out a little house or something out there, or a cabin. I don't know. I just, yeah, I need something different, and I miss my pine trees and I miss fishing and I don't know. I'll figure it out though. You know, life is kind of, you know, South Dakota thinks they got me. They got about another couple months here and they got to let me go and I'm just sitting here biding my time, but guaranteed once I'm off that paper, I'm out of here, dude. This state, and a lot of people say it. You know, everybody that goes in, they're like, "No, man, I'm gonna leave." But the problem is they never leave. And then next thing you know, they're doing life sentences, every one of them. And it's because it's a concentration camp. That's not no kid daycare. That's filled with people that all die. They're all doing drugs, they're all smuggling it in, whatever. But the state of South Dakota, our state motto is come on vacation, leave on probation, but you don't never leave. I've seen people get felonies and they've just left the state. I wasn't even granted that. I'm granted you stay here and then you stay some more on paper and then we're going on 12 years here. And I'm not kidding. Oh, like I don't even know. I think I'm 40, 41 or something. Can't get out of here. You know, I'd rather be in Stillwater, Minnesota or something. Come get me. I mean, you want to deport me? Let's go back to Minnesota. I mean, this is bad to keep somebody here when you even, there's nothing here. There is nothing here that I even come close to even wanting, holding on to. Nothing. A house, nothing. I don't. Um, People say family, family, family. No, when you don't have none, you know, when you just, I need something new. I need to, I, I need to be able to earn and make and do you know what I'm saying? There's no money here. It's broken spoken. It's all the rich people have it. Like there's people that fly in, like we get major people like Post Malone or whatever, and they stop by. They stop by to go hunting in our state. You know what I'm saying? Driving around here is not like it's like driving in Minneapolis now at 5 o'clock. You know, because everybody thinks they're rich and they gotta go to work. And that's how they're gonna make money. Look, how do you not know this used to be Little House on the Prairie? How do you not realize that in that show and in that movie, there wasn't one black person? You know what I'm saying? There just wasn't. I I don't know. African American. I mean, but it's amazing. How do you how do you explain it? I mean, you're in Sturgis. It's all white bikers. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And the mayor's saying, "Oh, it's ethnically diverse. We're this diverse." This no. Every person I've ever seen has been in prison. And I'm talking 90% of the natives are in prison, Africans in prison. I don't see anybody on the streets. You don't see them. They don't go walking outside. They don't go walking around. They don't ride the bus. It doesn't happen. They go missing all the time. I don't know. Call me a liar. Tell me I'm full of it, but this is the worst community I think I've ever lived in my entire life. I can't get my kids out of here. I can't get nothing. And I don't want to. I'm just going to leave myself because that's good enough for me. A good immigrant knows when it's time to go because there's no sustainability. What is in Minnesota that people like? Sustainability. There's free money from federal grants. Have all the money you want. Does that make sense? Well, what's up, David Boren? Here he is. Long time no see, Texan. Howdy from Texas. They do it bigger in Texas. David does it bigger. Well, it's nice to see you again. It's been a couple months or like a year. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. For sure, for sure. Um, Boy, that's a blast from the past. So yeah, like the only people I know are people on here. You didn't know you're from Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Minnesota. What do you mean you didn't know? Where'd you think I was from? I lived my whole life in South Dakota, but I carry a Minnesota birth certificate. You want to see it? Tell me you want to see it, David. Oh, I don't know if it's still in my dresser. Let me go look. Hold on. That's good fun. Hold on. We're going on a trip. Oh, let's see if it's still in here. Oh, geez. I got my record. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my. That's not it. Um, oh, let's look here. Oh, it's not. What the hell? Anyways, it's somewhere in here. I don't know where. I might have put it in the safe spot. Yes. Oh, not in there. Let's see. Or not. Oh, right here, maybe. Well, this does show. Okay. So this is my marriage certificate, but it works just the same as a birth certificate, right? I don't know how much of this I can show you, but I'll try and poke a little part out where it says Minnesota, just to let everybody know I'm an immigrant. And I don't know how they got jurisdiction over me in South Dakota, but they sure did it. Oh, so okay. I might have to cross one area out, but the rest y'all can see. Okay, hold on. I'm turning the camera around. Just looking for my pheasant. Dude, I was looking for my pheasant. I seen six of them the other day. Still haven't caught one. Take a bow and arrow out there tomorrow. Drive the whole countryside working for these people, but don't never get no time to go hunting around here because everybody's so goddamn uptight. Anyways, let me see if I can flip this camera around. Hold on. Okay. Ready? This is the state of South Dakota, right? But now, let's go date of birth, which actually doesn't matter if you guys see that. It really doesn't. Birth state. Minnesota. There you go. You guys have seen too much. You have seen. It all checks out. Well, it's truth, right? So if I said it and it was true, like record. But so to go get my birth certificate, you got to go to Laverne, Minnesota, to get it. But don't take my word for it. I got to go get some more coffee, guys, because trying to work today, it's not good. But hey, if someone wants to donate me $10 on my on via PayPal, you certainly can. I got to get a brake caliper for my truck. Both of them broke last year. I fixed the left side. This guy's got two brake calipers for like $10. I'm trying to get in on it. I told him to hold it till I get paid on Tuesday. I don't know how I don't even have $10 to my name, but seems to be an every week occurrence. What are you gonna do? So if I spilled my coffee. Oh, don't you know it is? I spilled my coffee indigenously. It's laying there on the ground indigenously. Hey, that's some good coffee though. Mm, doesn't get no blacker. I guess I better clean up my mess. Dear, Harley, you want some coffee? You could lick it up if you want. Yeah, so, like I said, the whole Minnesota thing, if we keep going on and on and on about that, which I love doing that, but they're taking care of them out there. They're in good hands. Them ICE agents actually should stay out there longer so that they get a dose of what a real Minnesotan is. And once you meet the real Minnesotan women, well, they know how to cook a good deer, some venison, and they know how to do some Minnesota things. You don't know nothing about Swedish. You don't know nothing about no. Oh man, Switzerland. You don't know nothing about. It's a land of immigrants. These are the best of the best. You put them with the best. They excel at ice fishing. They excel at Oli and Ven jokes. This is Ven. I can't say it, but I gotta put this back. How have I been? I don't know. Still tied down by a piece of paper. Give me one more year and I'll call you. If I'll say I'm a free bird and I'm gonna head down to Texas and visit you. How about that? Then you can ask me how I've been, David, when I'm standing right in front of you and I'm free to travel about, abode abroad. I mean, I've been fine. It all checks out, damn old daddy. Just looking for my pheasants. It all just checks out. Could give a fuck less about a pheasant. Let me get back to Minnesota walleye. The loons are out. Just go sit and hear the echo of the loon on the lake. Or just watch it go dive down into the water. There's nothing. Nothing compares. Not even this cup of coffee. Give me this cup of coffee on a dock. Oh man, y'all have no idea what the life is. You don't even know. Been your whole lives sitting here on Little House on the Prairie, and nothing went right, not even Walnut Grove. From here to Minneapolis, it all started out in Walnut Grove. Started out in DeSmet, South Dakota. But man, notice they left. They went up to Marshall, Minnesota. They went Walnut Grove, and they just kept on trucking up to, well, Minneapolis. I wonder why. Because South Dakota is uninhabitable. You got a lot of mean people here. They like to do bad things to you. I got to say nice things for another year, but then if they all get pelted with rocks in South Dakota, I could care less, as long as I'm gone. Once ice comes in, I'm heading out. What are you going to do? I'm in the right spot. They gathered us all up, us Minnesotans, and they were like, hey, y'all got to go back to Minnesota. We never went because we're smart. So now Minnesota's getting hit. So now we ran over here. Now we got to run back. I think I got an immigration hold on me, to be honest with you. One day they're like, uh, they said something about he's got an immigration hold on him. I'm like, are you talking about me or are you talking about somebody else? Because the only and I looked to my left and I looked, nobody else standing here beside me, behind me. What? I got scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, like I said, whether you're born here or not, you're not from here. Just so you know, all you ICE agents. So, if you feel free to start your own, I'm just dog cage, and you stick an ICE agent in it, I can't tell you you're doing something wrong. I can only tell you that then history has repeated itself. I would never do that or tell you to put an ICE agent. I, but they do it to me all the time. Well, I don't know really what I'm saying here, but if it sounds kind of weird and messed up and like 19th century thinking, it's because I'm a Minnesotan. I'm sorry. We just don't think like good Swedish people. I'm sorry. Anyways, it all checks out. Kenny, I I don't have your phone number again. I want to give you my phone number, David Bourne. Are you still there? I, I don't know. If you have my number, you should call me sometime or tonight. I got a couple minutes tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back. Somehow I gotta fall asleep, but I keep drinking all this coffee. But I can't work because I got no gas money. So I just sit at home. And that's the safest place for me. I just take the dog out for a walk. Hey, Tay, what's up? How's it going, Tay? I get these stupid notifications from Snapchat. Just random people. What you know about those randos that just pop in? Word. And then, yeah, I wonder if you're still where you're at living and if your stuff is kind of settled down in your state. Because your state was on the map there for a minute. They was taking truckloads out of your state. White man's full, actually. Out, up in that northern part. I just call it northern part. Nobody knows. Yeah, it's northern. North eastern? I don't know if east. Whatever. Maybe you're in Northwest Territories. Uh, anyways, Kenny, I've gotten a couple of your songs. I've listened to a couple of them. They've lifted me up. I always have to listen to them once and I have to set them down, because I live with someone else and I'm like, oh my gosh. And that one you sent me about Jesus, he who, okay, how's it go? I shared it and then I made a post of it. I don't know, but Jesus showed us so much compassion And he was so wise and he gave us so much that what is for he gave his only begotten son. But no, there was more. There was more. Oh, all's good in the Bangkok Delta. The BCG. Oh, Bangkok. Yes. Yes. There's only a couple people that can make me laugh. There's only a couple people. I gotta do my makeup here real quick, guys. Hold on. Yes. There you go, guys. That's that Minnesota boy. His head was always shaven. It was always down to the skin. It was set to be somebody that didn't care. Set to be someone that didn't believe in peace. Y'all think what you think, but I'm actually a peaceful person. You can call me a monster, but I just have my wants. I have my what I like and what I dislike, and I enjoy. And I'm going to enjoy till the day God brings me home. It's all good in Bangkok. Yeah, yeah. Dirty deeds done real cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. If you got a problem, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but ain't one. I can't swear. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, y'all see the Marilyn Monroe Playboy I got? I posted it up on eBay. It's on my eBay account. Go check that out. That's a first edition. No, it's not the first edition. It's a reprint of Marilyn Monroe. I'm not, but it might as well be the legit. That's Marilyn Monroe. What you know about that Marilyn Monroe? So YouTube for like a month kept making my videos like 18 plus, 18 plus. Dude, I always put them as 18 plus. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like they're going through my videos and they're like offended. Oh yeah, you offended, but you'll post up every ice video you got of them just shooting people down dead. Come on, leave me alone, dude. And these are videos I posted 5 years ago. Bangkok. Hmm. You don't gotta like me. I don't care. Some days I don't like myself. So nah, most days I like myself now. I'm one of God's children, so I'm just chosen, but I'm nobody, but I'm somebody. I'm I'm humble, very humbled. I'm humbled by the racism of South Dakota. Yep, sure. If she was president, listen, call me whatever you want, just to call me late for dinner. I am what you say I am, and if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Every day I am. I don't know. It's just the way I am, because I am whatever you say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Every day I am. I don't know. It's just the way I am. That man, he's an inspiration. It's just me. I'm just obscene. No, I'm not the first thing. The first. Now it's in the middle of America. What do you do now? Yeah. Yeah. What do you do now? You got to take on some Minnesotans. Enjoy that. Enjoy that rock because they don't like you. They don't like you. They fight back. They all have firearms. All of them. They all go deer hunting. Sorry. And they don't even play. They don't even take them out. They don't use them. They just hang them in their back windows of their car and go driving to school. They don't care. It's not a big deal, guys. This is back in '96. Everybody had one, and they all, dude. You taught your kids how to shoot. You know, taught your kids how to handle their firearm. But here we are today. Just a fucking shitty America. White America. Huh. Well, go figure. Indigenously, I'm sitting here with my cup of coffee, not giving a fuck. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I get by. I watch that shit all the time too. I get by. Everlast. White trash, beautiful. Something you should know. I'm coming home to you, girl. Or the one that the guy got shot to. The Ever Wonder What It's Like. Ooh. Hey man, I was on the interstate the other day. I got fucking sideswiped. Little father fucker looked over at me and fucking drove on. Dick. I rolled up to him, but I couldn't get his plate. Not quick enough. And I didn't feel like getting too close to him because he'd just slam on his brakes. So I was like, meh, we better just let this guy go. He really wants to go. I don't know. Um, you know, yeah, I don't find myself as mad about anything because I really don't care what happens to him. Meaning ICE agents or police, or they kind of did this to themselves. So I'm just gonna let it happen and just let them ride them waves. Um, look, you can only fight them for so long, and then you let them fight themselves. But then you act like you really cared. I cared enough to get you thrown in prison, to get your life in a tizzy, to get you to retire early, and then I just walked away. And I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee, laughing at you fucks, out in minus 30 degrees getting fucking frostbite from Mexico. Okay, have fun. Come on over to South Dakota. It gets colder. And then when you're done here, you can go up to North Dakota. Go freeze your ass off up there. If you think that weather gives a fuck what you're wearing or your full headgear or your vests or yeah, okay. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody really gives a shit. But anyways, look, this is me alone, okay? So my opinions and my views are my own. Uh, they are in no collection of my other half. We don't, you know, we can have differing of opinions and we can actually be okay. But I've found that a lot of people from South Dakota cannot do that. That's how I know not from South Dakota. Um, but most people here are so stubborn and pig-headed that they're going to live here their whole lives. They're going to stay here their whole lives. The they it isn't going to work out. Um, so I love the life I'm living, and I love who I'm living it with, and I'm very blessed to say that I've met someone that uh, we can sit and talk, about the news, and it doesn't get my blood pressure. I've watched the news every morning, and I love it. I love my Minnesota getting it on with the ICE agents, and um, I can't wait till it comes to South Dakota. Um, I welcome it because I know these people just bend over and take it. Uh, they act like they're all not immigrants, but they really are all. Um, I'd love to see them try and take the natives and see what happens to them. Maybe they'd have a little less hair on their head, maybe, or we'd go back to the 1920s again. I don't know. I don't know what could happen, but I welcome it. Like, bring it. I mean, I look at, is South Dakota strong? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I get by. Just getting by. Just getting by. Well, I suppose as was an hour. Yeah.